Are we saying somewhat that we need to provide bona fide bid on the product category? Meaning, if I have a non-lead item that I am absolutely seeing, I'm going to be in a loss position because I don't provide it, I have to go buy it, but I'm got profit margin up the yeehaw all over the other places, that I can look at the category as a whole?
Yes.
Yes,
So if I have a non-lead item
Yes.
in a
Yes.
loss position,
yes,
Right.
but the whole category is profitable.
right. This is not as before when there was a
Right.
fatal error with one
Right.
part number.
That
There's
bed
no more
cradle.
fatal errors with the one part number now.
Okay.
Right.
That happened before, not anymore.
Right.
Yes,
And so when you're building your rationale, I mean, that's certainly something you can express in what you're writing. Now, I think in the bid calculators we're going to show in a little bit, I mean, obviously, even for CPAP or sleep, there's a lot of HCPCS codes, and not a lot of them mean a lot, you know? And so we've tried to highlight in orange those HCPCS codes that made up 90% of the allowed charges by Medicare in 2017. So, you know, in other words, instead of getting overwhelmed with 50 HCPCS codes, the top 5 or 6 that really are what's being paid for. So in looking at your rationale or looking at how your lead price affects those non-leads, maybe focus a little bit more on some of those orange sections. I think it's harder for like in PMDs because those replacement components may not always rise to the top, but they got to stand alone because when you're fixing something, that's all there is, you know? So I think some of that strategy is a better way to take a look at what's most important and what do you need to make sure you cover.
Yeah, and one comment, CMS is not going to say you have to do it, your rationale. Remember, you have the information, and CMS doesn't. You know how much it costs you,
Right.
your total delivered costs. And so you're responsible for making sure that that can happen within that product category based upon the pricing you put in for the lead item.
Right.
CMS doesn't know all those other costs that that you're incurring, what those actually are. So it's going to be your job to make sure and then potentially to prove that if you're flagged
Right.
for a bona fide bid analysis.